Mangalamurti Shri Ganaraya Adivandhu Tuj Moraya Gajanana Shri Ganaraya Adivandhu Tuj Moraya Gajanana Shri Ganaraya Adivandhu Tuj Moraya Mangalamurti Shri Ganaraya Adivandhu Tuj Moraya Gajanana Shri Ganaraya Adivandhu Tuj Moraya सिंदूर चर्चित धवले अंग सिंदूर चर्चित धवले अंग चंदन उठे खुलवे रंग बघता मानस होते दंग जीव जडला चरणी तुझिया आदिवंदू तुझ मोरया गजानना श्री गणराया आदिवंदू तुझ मोरया गजानना श्री गणराया आदिवंदू तुझ मोरया गौरी तनया भालचंद्रा गौरी तनया भालचंद्रा देव कृपेचा तू समुद्र वरद विनायक करुणागारा अवधि विघ्न सीन लया आदिवंदु तुझ मोरया गजानना श्री गणराया आदिवंदु तुझ मोरया गजानना श्री गणराया आदिवंदु तुझ मोरया मंगलमूर्ति श्री गणराया आदिवंदु तुझ मोरया गजानना श्री गणराया आदिवंदु तुझ मोरया गजानना श्री गणराया आदिवंदु तुझ मोरया आदिवंदु तुझ मोरया आदिवंदु तुझ मोरया Jai Shree Mataji. A very warm welcome to all the seekers on this session today. We started this session as part of a series of sessions that are happening every day on this YouTube channel and this Zoom link. So we are having 3 sessions a day, one in the morning at 7:45, one in the afternoon at 4, and one in the evening, which is this one at 7:45. And in all of these sessions, we try to explain in very short details about Sahaja Yoga, about the Kundalini, the instrument inside us, the subtle instrument, and then we go for a meditation session. So the objective is really to get you introduced to Sahaja Yoga and get the self-realization experience. Apart from this, we are having a daily deep meditation session at 5:30 p.m., which is for those seekers who have now established themselves in Sahaja Yoga, who understand the vibrations on their hands and what chakras are inside us and the various meditation techniques that we know of in Sahaja Yoga. So that is how this whole program is getting organized now. Thousands of you have joined us, and some requested to have a session in English as well, where they do not understand Hindi. So we started this session in the evening on Saturdays only. So to talk about Sahaja Yoga in brief, what it is, and the first question that comes to mind is, why is Sahaj Yoga the word? How is it different from so many that are out there in the market today? And what is the benefit of Sahaja Yoga? And what do we really mean by meditation and yoga? So we'll try and cover all of that now. So first of all, Shree Mataji, Nirmala Devi, whose photo is behind me, she's the one who started Sahaja Yoga in 1970. And she started giving self-realization by raising Kundalini of the seekers, the yogis. This was the first time that such an awakening was happening en masse. Up until now, this was being done by one guru who gave realization to one shishya. That was the one guru, one shishya parampara that was going on, that we know of. So why the word Sahaj, and how come this is happening en masse? What's the differentiation here? So the word Sahaj literally means something that is simple, that is easy. Or it could also mean something that is spontaneous, that happens on its own. All the living things in this world that we know of, that happen miraculously, actually, we take them for granted. For example, seed becoming a tree, and then a flower becoming a fruit, and children becoming human beings, and so many miraculous things happening in our daily lives that we all take them. Billions and billions of such miracles happen. We take them for granted. They all happen on their own spontaneously. What does that mean? That we do not go and pull the primule of a seed to make it into a tree. It becomes on its own. You just put it in the Mother Earth. So that's a spontaneous process. Our breathing is a spontaneous process. We do not actually go out and read books or do some asanas or do some kind of exercise to make that happen. It's something that is inbuilt and it happens on its own. In the same way, Sahaja Yoga happens on its own. The yoga actually happens on its own. It's spontaneous, which is why the word Sahaj is put in front of it. So what is yoga? The word yoga means the union. It's Sanskrit for union. So the union of what is supposed to happen in yoga? We've been talking about yoga now. It's a very prolific thing. There are so many gurus that are there now, and it's such a deep subject. There are so many books and so many people talking about it. But do we really know what it is that we mean by yoga? So a lot of us understand, and for a good reason, that yoga is just the asanas or the exercise is part of it. Some of us think that it is meditation or concentration. We think that concentrating while sitting down and meditating that way is yoga, or some or the other form of exercise that we can think of, which we do. We think that to be yoga. So what is yoga? Yoga is actually the union of what is inside us, that is the Atma, the spirit, with the Param Atma, the primordial being, the Father, the God, whatever name we call it. So this union is what is yoga. Now, then why do we do all of these things? And the dhyan and sadhana and asana and so many things that have become so prolific in our culture is because that's how it has been described in the past. So one of the pioneers of yoga in the country of yoga has been Patanjali. And in his book, he's described 8 parts of yoga, Ashtang Yoga. And they start with Yam, Niyam, Pranayam. Asan is one of those 8 parts. And the last one is Ishwar Pranidhan, where you become one. So they started with that practice that first you have to become somebody who's disciplined, who leads a life of discipline, who leads a life of balance, of every well-being, physical well-being, all of that you cure first. Make everything all right. Then if you are all right in every form, then the guru would give you your self-realization. So that has been what it is, and that's how we know it to be a tapasya. That's how we know it to be something so difficult and miraculous, and something that can be achieved with a lot of penance and hard work. And truly, that's how it used to be. We have known the Rishi Munis going into hills and dales and doing penance for ages and lives together and then getting to it. So now the question is that how is it that it has become so easy and it has become something that is happening en masse? There are various reasons for that, but the easiest thing to understand for us is that we have been created by the Almighty, and we are supposed to be His highest creation. There's nothing higher than human beings. But we can easily see that we are not there yet. This is not what He would have imagined when He would have created us. There is still something missing. There's still some last jump that needs to be taken by the mankind, humanity, to really become what He would have imagined us as His children. So, because there's so much wrong that is happening in the world, that we can easily understand that there is something that needs to happen, and it needs to happen to all of us. So our consciousness needs to rise somehow. The time is such confusion and such fear and such calamities around us that we start seeking God. And this is the time that blossom time, as Shree Mataji calls it, that earlier 1 or 2 flowers used to come on the tree of life. Now thousands have to get it. And how does it happen is that the previous model that we talked about was, so for example, there's a lamp, a candle, and you have to first clean it up, repair it, whatever is broken, you fix it, do all kinds of hard work, and then you light the lamp. Shree Mataji says that first get a flicker of light, and then you can see for yourselves what is wrong, what's broken, then you correct yourself. So by her grace, our Kundalini rises, we get our self-realization, and we can see for the first time what all chakras are catching inside us. So today we get a lot of problems in life, physical, familial, or any other kind of problem, and we don't know why is it happening. So our entire being is being governed by these chakras and nadis that get corrected in meditation, and slowly and steadily everything improves for us. So this is about the sort of a little bit about introduction about Sahaja Yoga. And we talked about how is it becoming so easy. And Shree Mataji has opened the last center in 1970, and that's how she has given it to thousands of us. And now when one candle is lit, they can light other candles as well. So we get the power of giving self-realization to others, and that is how it's spreading now. There are lots of things to talk about and introduce to you in Sahaja Yoga, but what we'll do is just quickly we'll move on to our subtle system, and while talking about that, we can cover some more things. So we all look different from the outside. We all of different colors and different physiologies, and so many differences among us that we distinguish ourselves for. But on the inside, we're all absolutely the same. The same spirit resides inside us, and we have been created with these centers and nadis placed inside us that give us the power of doing everything in our life, and that controls our physical, mental, emotional, every kind of personality. So what happens is that when we are in our mother's womb, we are 2.5 months old. The divine power, whatever we may call it, enters through the top of our head on the fontanelle bone that we know to be a soft bone in children. It does a lub dub. From there, this power enters inside us and it refracts into three main powers. The one that comes from the right goes into the left, the one that comes from the left goes into the right, and one comes down in the center. And then this power creates these flower-like things that we see here. We call them chakras. The rest of the energy comes down and settles in a triangular bone at the very end of our spine. That bone is called as the sacrum bone. The word sacrum in Greek means sacred. So it's surprising, but apparently the Greeks knew that there is something sacred here. This power is called as the Kundalini Shakti. The name is a Sanskrit name, but it really is the power of the divine that has created us. Why the word Kundalini is because it forms coils, 3.5 coils. So there's a good math to connect with the 7 centers and 3.5 coils here. But because of the coils, it's called as Kundalini. And this is the power, the mother power inside us. And she is with us throughout all our lives. Everything that we have been and done is recorded with her. Being a mother power, her job is really to give us our second birth, which is our self-realization. And that's what she wants. Only there needs to be someone who is authorized to be in front of her to give us that self-realization. So what is self-realization? Is awakening of the Kundalini and it piercing back from the Sahasrara at the top of the head and meeting with the all-pervading power that is flowing around us, which is called as the Param Chaitanya or the divine power, the cosmic energy, Ritambara Pragya, Ru. So many words are given across scriptures for that very power. Now, what we'll do is talk about these 3 channels and these 7 centers very briefly. All of these channels that we're talking about, these are in the subtle. We don't see them with our naked eyes, but they are the ones that get manifested in the gross inner nervous system. So for example, the left channel gets represented as the left sympathetic nervous system in us. So this is called as the Ida Nadi. This blue channel is also called as the moon channel, the Chandra Nadi. This channel governs our emotions, our desires, and all our past is governed by this channel. So if somebody is too much thinking of the past all the time, is extremely emotional, they are working too much on this channel. So they end up using this channel a lot and go into an imbalance on the left-hand side. So when we meditate, we feel the status of this particular channel inside us on our left palm when we meditate. So that's a decoding in Sahaja Yoga. We know of what's the status of our nadis and our centers, and then we can correct them. And similarly on the right-hand side, the yellow channel that you see is called as the Pingla Nadi. This governs our right sympathetic nervous system. This channel is responsible for all our activity. Now, activity can be physical, it can be mental also. So all our thinking, our planning, futuristic stuff, all our tensions, all of that comes from this channel. So all activity also leads into ego. That also generates from the right channel. So it's the exact opposite of the left one, where it was all desires and emotions. This is all activity and mental activity. And the left was for depression, the right is for aggression. So the people who are too much on the right are very aggressive. So this is the sun channel. They very aggressive people are very heated up. So this channel gets heated up when we use it too much. And there are a lot of diseases that can come up. So again, we can feel this channel in meditation on our right palm. So extremity has been forbidden everywhere, especially by So many saints and gurus, they say that you have to remain in center. So that what's the point of that? So that we lead a balanced life and we do not go to extremities, so we do not develop diseases. And the other thing is that with balance is that's the only way our Kundalini can rise. So the central channel is the Sushumna Nadi that we can see here. And that is the path for Kundalini to rise. That happens only when we are first in balance. So all the time we are either in the past or in the future. We are thinking of the past or we are planning for the future. But we have to remain in present, and that is the path for Kundalini to rise. This channel governs our parasympathetic, the one that is not in our control, so to say. So everything that happens on its own in our body, for example, our heartbeat rises when we are walking too fast or running. It goes down back when we slow down. Those things, all of that is autonomous inside us, is governed by the parasympathetic inside us. So this channel, we understood that it's the path for Kundalini, and in meditation, both our palms gives the status for this channel. We'll quickly turn to these centers and talk about them very, very briefly. The first one here at the very bottom is called as the Muladhara Chakra. This chakra is represented on our palms, where you can see the number 1. Also on the left hand side, it's shown where's the status of this chakra on hands, on feet. So what happens is in meditation, we feel these chakras on our palms, and we know where there's some problem, what's the proper indication for a catch, when the chakra is right, what are we supposed to feel. All that decoding is there in Sahaja Yoga, which Shree Mataji has given to us. And with that, we can figure out what chakra is not all right and correct that. So the Muladhara Chakra is governed by the deity that is worshipped the first, and that is Sri Ganesha. His qualities of innocence, wisdom, and pavitrata and mangalmaita, they all come to us when this chakra is awakened. He governs all the organs that we can understand are here, which are related to excretion and sex. When we go against sex in any way or form, this chakra goes off. When we go against the innocence, this chakra goes off. If we are somebody who's very conniving, this chakra goes off, and we develop so many diseases that we can think of are related to this chakra in terms of the physical organs that are connected there. Also, this chakra is where the left channel starts. And as we understood, left channel is responsible for all psychosomatic problems that arise inside us if we go too much into the left. So if this chakra is not okay, we develop those diseases very easily as well. When Kundalini rises, the qualities of every particular chakra also gets awakened. So for example, we become innocent like children. We develop wisdom. Those are the first and foremost qualities for any Sahaja. And any children, they know what is right, what is wrong for them. They develop that innate wisdom in them from childhood, which is very important. After this comes the Swadhisthana Chakra, that's the yellow center. This chakra is governed by the creators of the universe, Sri Brahmadev Saraswati. On the left-hand side is the place for Shuddha Vidya inside us. So they are the givers of true knowledge. Also, when we go against their tantras in terms of going to wrong gurus and tantrics, this chakra on the left-hand side goes off. Whereas on the right-hand side, this chakra goes off if we are somebody who's thinking a lot, planning too much, because you can see this is where the right channel starts. All our mental activity starts from this chakra. We think that we think from our brains, but actually all the gray cells required for thinking from our brain are converted from the fat cells from our stomach by this chakra. And this chakra gives the energy for us to think. This chakra is also responsible for taking care of our liver, pancreas, uterus in women, and so many organs around this area. When we are thinking too much, we end up using its energy a lot. And this chakra is not able to take care of the other organs. Usually people who think a lot develop liver issues or pancreas related diabetes kind of issues. When this chakra gets awakened, this balance comes inside us. Also, we develop real creative powers. In every field that we are in, we can become very, very creative and dynamic. Also, art, many people in Sahaja Yoga develop artistic qualities after getting realization. We can feel this chakra on both our left and right thumbs. We can feel the left part and the right part of the chakra on our thumbs. After this comes the Navi chakra, which is the green center. This is governed by Sri Lakshmi Narayan inside us. And as we know, they are the ones who take care of our complete well-being, family, uh, our respect in the society, and every other aspect of our being is taken care of by her. So we become true Lakshmi Pati, we become very generous to others, and everything is in a balanced form. We do not become crore-patis, but we become a balanced personality leading a very balanced, normal life, but that is well taken care of. This chakra is also important because it's the center of our seeking. We seek from our Navi chakra. At animal stage, we're seeking food, maybe we're seeking shelter or something like that. As we grow in our consciousness, we start seeking other things. At human level, we start seeking maybe money, we start seeking power, we start seeking love of family or some other thing like that. Slowly and gradually, we realize in our lives that this is also not giving me that joy, that true happiness, and then we start seeking God. That is the ultimate gift of Nabi Chakra. That is when we become true seekers. And that is how we reach the stage where we are in today, and we are looking at something that will bring us higher in our lives. So that's the quality of Nabi Chakra. Also, our evolution has taken place here, which we can understand by the incarnations of Lord Vishnu that have happened till now. Not going too much into that. Around this chakra is called, the green that we see around this is called as the Bhav Sagara. This is governed by the master principle inside us, and is adorned by the 10 incarnations, the 10 main incarnations of the primordial master. The primordial master is Sri Adiguru Dattatreya, and his incarnations like Sri Shirdi Sainath, Sri Guru Nanak, and Muhammad Sahib, Lao Tse, Janak, Zoroaster, Confucius. So many of them have come on this earth in different geographies at different points of time, in different stages of human evolution, and have taught us what's the right way of living our lives. They haven't taught us Hinduism, Sikhism, or any other ism of a religion. Actually, they have taught us what is our innate religion. That innate religion is residing in this Bhavsagara. So it's an extremely important place inside us. This religion is what gives us the actual something that tells us what's right, what's not right. So if we see something horrible and if this religion is okay inside us, we end up puking because the religion tells us it's not good. And even so one example is that people who take alcohol for the first time, many of them end up puking, because this is the place where so many of our gurus have told us to not take strong drinks. It's clearly written in many scriptures. So things that are not good for us, our religion tells us. And going against that, this place can go off. Also, if we follow wrong gurus who are not actually gurus, then this Bhavsagara gets caught. And we can feel this around the very center of our palm and both the palms. After this is the Hriday Anhat Chakra inside us. So on the left hand side of this chakra is the place of the spirit inside us. So what is the spirit? Spirit is a reflection of the Almighty inside us, the God's reflection inside us. So Atma and Paramatma. Now that Atma is always there, and it's not come into our attention, in our consciousness. When we get a realization, Atma's, we can say, the light of Atma comes into our consciousness, and then we are governed by the Atma. This is the place of Shri Shiv Parvati inside us. Shri Shiva's form of Sadashiva is the Paramatma. And on the right hand side is Sri Sitaram, who were the Maryada Purushottam, who told us how to lead our lives in every aspect of being a father, king, brother, and son. Every aspect he's taught us. So when we go against that, any of those principles, the right heart gets caught, whereas the left heart gets caught if we go against the mother principle or if we go against the spirit itself, so to say. On the very center of this chakra is placed the mother of the universe, Sri Jagadamba. She's the one who's protecting us from all problems in our lives. She's the one who gives us the confidence that she's taking care of everything. Children who get sick very often are the ones who are afraid a lot. In them, the antibodies have probably not been built up, which get built up by this very sternum bone, by the way. Women who feel very insecure, maybe with their husbands or the families, can develop diseases like breast cancer. So a lot of these things that we understand, maybe emotionally separately, physically separately, and spiritually separately, are all actually intertwined and connected. And at the very center of that intertwining are these chakras inside us. Because these chakras are also manifested as plexuses inside us on the physical part of it. Whereas on the very subtle, we understand they are governed by these deities who have their own particular qualities. And if we go against them, then the chakras, their particular chakras get caught. This chakra is felt on both our small fingers on both the hands. After this is the Vishuddhi Chakra. And this chakra is governed by Sri Radha Krishna. This chakra's main quality is collectivity. So when we raised our heads, that's when we became collective as even at the animal stage. And Sri Radha Krishna, they gave us things like Ras and Holi, and those are all collective things. We also develop the states of witness inside us when this chakra gets awakened. So as Sri Krishna would see the world as a Leela, we develop that quality slowly and gradually when this chakra gets developed. We develop his sweetness, madhurya. We develop the diplomacy of how to tackle people around us. And we develop the quality of communication because all our ENT is governed by this chakra. The eyes outer part is governed by this chakra. Our hands are governed by this chakra. So if this chakra is not all right, we do not feel the vibrations during meditation on our hands, which is very important. Otherwise, we do not feel, that experience. This chakra gets caught up on the left-hand side when we are somebody who feels very, very depressed all the time. We keep saying that I am so bad, or I have done this wrong, that wrong, I'm guilty, I'm wrong, this, that. If we do too much of that, then the left Vishuddhi gets caught up. And as I said, that's very bad, and we do not feel the vibration. So in meditation, we always say that, Mother, I am not guilty at all. We should let the Kundalini be our judge because she knows our best. She is our individual mother. On the right-hand side, this chakra gets caught up if we are aggressive to others. So the left is being aggressive to ourselves. The right is being aggressive to others. If we are always abusing, using bad words, shouting at others, the right Vishuddhi gets caught up. Also, if we take tobacco in any form, this chakra gets caught. You can feel the Vishuddhi chakra on both of our index fingers in meditation. After this is the Agya chakra, and that's the narrow path for Kundalini to pass through. As we can see, the three channels, they cross over here. This is the optic chiasma, and that's literally the cross where Jesus Christ resides inside us. On the left is Mahavira, on the right is Gautam Buddha. All three of them talked about forgiving others. All their lives, miracles, and all their teachings have been of being able to forgive for anything and forgive everyone. So this is the place of forgiveness inside us. And in Sahaja Yoga, we have to forgive others for this chakra to open up. As this chakra opens up, Kundalini passes through. And then there are two bodies inside us that are always constricting the path. And these are called as ego and superego. All of our actions in life leads to an ego that we develop, and that happens. That is something that is a given inside us, and all our learnings, all our conditionings, they form superego inside us. So they go on the right, and the ego goes on to the left. So one or the other is always dominating the other one, and that's how this path is always constructed. What happens is that when Kundalini passes through Agya, it sucks in both of these entities inside us. So in a way, Kundalini sucks in all our karmas. She takes care of all our karmas. We say that we cannot go above and beyond our karmas. We have to sort of, pay the price for what we've done. But Kundalini awakening and passing through our Agya chakra actually does that. And that happens, the path to Sahasrara opens up, which is the last chakra inside us. This is called as it's been called so many names. This is called as the Brahmarandra. That is, literally, it means the whole of the divine. The 10th door has been called the Dashram. And this is where, this is the door to heaven, we can call it. So many things. It's called as the Sahasrara Chakra because it has 1,000 petals. This is the chakra that gives us our integration with the divine, our complete integration as a personality. There's no more a conflict after this. There's no more a vikalp after this. Also, all our chakras get integrated into this chakra. All of them are placed in our heads around Sahasrara. So this is the chakra through which Kundalini passes through, and it unites us with the all-pervading power of God that is everywhere. We say that God resides everywhere and his power is everywhere. He's omnipresent. But how do we feel that? How do we know that? That happens when Kundalini passes through the Sahasrara and the divine power starts flowing through us. We feel that Param Chaitanya on our hands once that happens. Adiguru Shankaracharya, he has talked about this in his book called Saundarya Lahari. So Saundarya Lahari means literally the waves, the vibrations. And he's talked about it that when Mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel the vibrations as salilam, as cool breeze. He has talked about. In Bible, it is mentioned that when the Holy Ghost arrives, you feel the cool breeze. Now they don't know what's Holy Ghost. That's the Kundalini itself. Muhammad Sahab has said that when Qiyamah's time will come, your hands will speak. Nobody understands how hands can speak really. And he says that they will speak and they will give witness against you. So for the first time, we feel the vibrations, the pervading power of God Almighty on our palms, on our hands. And when we say they give witness against us, we know what chakras are not all right, what is not all right with me. For the first time, we really know, and we don't know until things have gone really bad and we go to the doctor and he says that, oh, you have only these many days left. But in meditation, we know for sure what's right, what's wrong with me. And I can correct that in meditation because this power starts flowing. If it's not flowing, you know it for yourself. It's flowing, then you know it for yourself. So you are a judge of your own. In Sahaja Yoga, there is no course, there is no certification, there is no sort of a recognition that now you are a Sahaja Yogi, you are a self-realized. You know it, it's something that happens every day in meditation. You sit down and you feel the vibrations. Or you don't if you don't do the meditation daily. So you start feeling those vibrations and then you can use it in so many shapes and forms. There's so many methods and techniques in Sahaja Yoga to make our lives easier. So there's a lot of things to talk about in Sahaja Yoga and there's a lot to explain. And Shree Mataji has given thousands and thousands of lectures in English, Hindi and Marathi languages. And there's a lot to learn from them. But as an introduction, this is quite enough. And what we can do is go for a meditation session now. What we'll do is we'll briefly have some slides coming in front of you, which will show the steps. And then we can just see the steps and then go for a meditation session. So we are made of 5 elements. We all know that: earth, water, fire, air, sky, or ether, whatever you call it. So we use these elements in Sahaja Yoga to first balance ourselves. Also, we use them to cleanse our chakras in very simple methods. The first step that we do right now is uh, sit in meditation with both our palms open, and we keep the left palm open now and put the right palm on the Mother Earth as is shown in this chart. Then in meditation, we'll do some prayers here. After this, we bring the right hand back into our lap and put the left hand towards the sky with the elbow bent a little bit. Again, in meditation, we'll have some prayers here. Then the third step is where we put both our hands on the Mother Earth. All these steps were to balance our left and right channels. And after this, we'll bring both our hands into our lap. We'll keep the left hand as a representation of desire, because this is a channel of desire, open in our lap, and use the right hand, which is representing our Pingla Nadi, that is the channel of action. We'll use only the right hand in the next steps. We'll bring this right hand on our heart. This is the place of the spirit inside us. We'll have some prayers here. After this, we'll bring this hand onto our forehead. We'll bend our forehead a little bit. Next step is where we bring this hand on the back of the head, where we place the pillow, and push back our head towards the sky. In the last step, we will stretch our fingers and bring the center of the palm on the very top of our head, where we had a soft bone as a kid. This is the fontanelle bone area. Pull the fingers back completely, and we will press the fontanelle bone and rotate the skin of our head, the scalp, with our palm in a clockwise direction. We will rotate our scalp in a clockwise direction with our palm without raising the palm. These are the steps. Now Shree Mataji's photograph will come on the screen in front of you. So it's easy to understand that doing some steps and prayers is not what can give us the ultimate that we are talking about here. Shree Mataji's photograph is such, the coefficients is such that the vibrations flowing from that photograph can give us a realization, can raise the Kundalini. So we have to understand how important this photo is, how important Shree Mataji is. And we have to sit with complete humility and complete understanding. I have to be very, very humble and respectful while saying this. Looking at our photograph, we'll slowly close our eyes and bring our attention inside. Just see what is happening inside us. We also bring our attention to both of our palms. So now we'll do the steps that we were talking about till now. We'll place the right hand on the Mother Earth. We have to pray here. Mother, please clear out my Ida Nadi. Mother, please take out all the impurities of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring my left channel into balance. We'll just put our attention on the left palm as well and see what is happening here. We'll bring the right hand into our lap and put the left hand towards the sky with our elbow bent. Here we have to say, Mother, please clear out my Pingla Nadi. Mother, please take out all the impurities of my right channel through the sky element, the ether element. Mother, please bring my Pingla Nadi into balance. We'll just put our attention on both our palms and just see what is happening. You can bring the hand back into our laps. Now we'll place both the hands on the Mother Earth. Here we have to say, Mother, please take out all the impurities of my left and right channel through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring me into balance. Mother, please bring me into the present. Mother, please bring me into balance. You can bring both our hands back into our lap. Now all the next steps are to be done with the right hand, with the left hand open in the lap. We place our right hand on our heart. As we discussed, this is the place of the spirit. Here we have to state a fact. Mother, I am the pure spirit. To say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am not this body, not this mind, not this ego, not this identity. Whatever we think of ourselves, we can say, Mother, I am not this, not this. I am the pure spirit. Now, a related thing here is that if we are the spirit, spirit doesn't commit any crime. So we have to say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. You have to let Kundalini be the judge and not feel guilty about anything and not think, oh, how can I get this? I'm not worthy, and all of those things. They just hamper our cause. And you have to say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we bring this hand on our forehead and we press the forehead on both the sides like we would when we would have a headache. Here, we have to forgive everyone. You have to say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Don't have to remember anyone. Don't have to take the name of anyone. Just a blanket forgiveness to all. When we forgive, God takes over. We don't forgive, this chakra never opens up. So it's very important that we forgive. Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I also forgive myself. We take this hand at the back of the head and push back our head towards the sky. Here we say, O Lord, O God Almighty, if knowingly or unknowingly I have committed any mistakes, any wrongs against you, please forgive me. O God, knowingly or unknowingly, if I have committed any sins against you, please forgive me. We can rest the hand a bit in our lap if it's tired. In the last step, we have to bring this right hand on the very top of the head on the Sahasrara Chakra, which is the fontanelle bone. To just place the center of the palm there and pull the fingers back and press a little. Now, while pressing, we have to rotate our palm so that the scalp also moves along in a clockwise direction. Here we have to very humbly ask. Without asking, we will not get it. So we have to ask, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my Atma Sakshatkar. Mother, please give me the union with the divine. Mother, please give me the highest of the highest. Mother, please let me feel the power of God Almighty. Mother, please give me my self-realization. We can bring the hand back in our laps. We have to keep our attention on the top of the head where the hand was till now. And sit in meditation for half a minute, just like this. We can bring our attention to both of our palms and just see what is happening on the very center of the palms and at the tips of our fingers. We can potentially feel some cool or hot breeze. Also, there might be tingling sensations on some of the fingers, which will indicate our chakras situations. There might be some heaviness for some, or something rotating on the palm. So many different things that we can feel. Now I'll bring our right hand back again on the top of the head where we had just kept the hand, and raise the hand a couple of inches above the fontanelle bone area, the Sahasrara Chakra, and see if there is a cool breeze coming out of our head and hitting our palm. This would be coming from a very specific place, so you can move the hand a little bit and see. We'll bring the right hand back into our lap and see the same with our left hand. We'll place the hand just a few inches above the Sahasrara Chakra and see, by moving our hand, there would be a particular place from where we would feel vibrations coming. We'll bring the hand back into our lap. Now we'll place both our hands completely up towards the sky, palms open, and we'll push back our head towards the sky. Here we have to ask a fundamental question. Any one of these questions you can ask 3 times. Mother, is this the Param Chaitanya? Mother, is this the power of love of God? Mother, is this the power that has created the whole world? In answer, you will feel more vibrations on your hands. You can bring these hands back into our lap slowly and bring our head back as well. Now we'll sit in meditation by keeping our attention on Sahasrara for a minute or so. We can slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. You will find that there are no thoughts, and we can continue looking at her photograph without thinking. This is the first step of self-realization, thoughtless awareness, which we have achieved today. We'll bring both our hands in a pranam namaskara to Shree Mataji and thank her for this blissful state. This is like the germination of a seed. It's a very, very early stage step. There's a lot to achieve in meditation, which we can achieve by doing daily meditation sessions, by cleansing our chakras out, and by listening to Shree Mataji's lectures and knowing more about Sahaja Yoga, doing collective meditation sessions. All of that is very necessary for us to grow in Sahaja Yoga and to grow this experience. Over to you, Mayank, for explaining how to do that. Jai Shree Mataji.
On the same YouTube channel. If you subscribe to the channel or join the WhatsApp group, you will easily get the links to all these sessions being conducted daily. Also, you can listen to Shree Mataji's speeches on the link given in the chat, which is the YouTube channel named Shree Mataji Ki Amritwani. Jai Shree Mataji, please do comment how you felt or if you have any doubts, any questions. Jai Shree Mataji.
In fact, in our 5:30 meditation, we use a different photograph of Shree Mataji. So any photo of Shree Mataji, unedited, is all right for meditation sessions.
Whenever it suits you, if you have any questions, you can ask in those sessions. If you join live, then we'll be able to answer them on the spot. So we thank Shree Mataji for her love and the blessings that she has given us. Thank you, Shree Mataji. Jai Shree Mataji to all.
Jai Shree Mataji.